bees mad every time you inspect. So when I lift this up, I will lift it up and I will hold it with my hand while I go pop the other side loose until the whole thing releases. Or you can just go work it, but every once in a while if you snap the whole thing, it'll just go a little bit more than I want. So I'll just hold that with my hand. I'll try and get this so it releases gently there. Because sometimes they snap loose.
Wow.
Oh, cool.
That's amazing.
Oh, and there's the pollen hive.
Yeah, don't piss them off.
They're not even bad.
So what I like to do with this,
Slow. They're pretty slow right now too. Huh?
Oh, yeah, cool.
Poor
if
babies.
these guys get too cold, they can crawl right up here and go right in the underside.
Stay.
You know, sometimes you'll open up a hive and there will be hardly any bees up in here. They'll all be down in. Like if you look down between the frames, they're all down in there. They're all very busy. Sometimes you'll pull off the lid and you'll just see a mass of bees. You won't be able to see frames. You'll see all bees. So what we typically don't want to do is we don't want to crush bees, so we want to get some of these bees out of our way. So what we do is we'll smoke them off of the top.
Okay, watch
So
this.
we'll just
Oh, like a
Wow.
smoke across.
So just a little bit.
Just a puff.
They get the message pretty quick. Huh?
Right, right. And what you don't want to do is you don't want to go down here at the end and blast down in, because that blast will go down in and it'll chase bees out.
Right. Oh, smart.
So you just kind of want to go across. And it doesn't take a lot. I'll sit this way over here.
You're yellow.
And this one's an 8-frame hive. It's got the thing over there. So we'll take that one out. Sometimes this thing gets stuck right in the wall. Break that loose. Break this loose a little bit. Because all this area down in here is smaller than 3/8, so they attach it.
This is just that spacer thing, right? Yes. Oh, now I see what that little edge is.
So that works really well that way.
Yeah, it does.
Wow.
Nice little
I don't think so. I didn't get that same tool.
Leverage. Yes. Leverage wins. And so that extra space they've been space there, so I'll just knock the bees off here.
That's the palm of the hand technique. Oh, I know.
Oh, is there a
Just
bee on my
scrape this
nose
off here
still?
so that we don't crush
Huh?
any bees when
There
we
was
go
a
back
bee on
in.
my nose for a minute. It's gone, right?
Yeah, you'd know for a while.
I'm like, oh shit.
What should we do if a bee lands on our face?
Hand me the phone, I'll tape.
Notice the bottom of this
My grandkids will love it.
coming up, they're eating through that. You don't need to remove the paper from that, just where they're eating.
Oh,
So when we get our package, I feel like our bees are not going to be this
nice.
calm or nice. Like they'd probably be flying around a lot.
They might
Maybe.
be until they settle down and get used to the queen. So this frame, I pulled it out on, I think, Thursday, and this ear fell off. This frame broke on me. Yeah, so I dropped that end of it. They weren't too happy.
Drop it.
Wow. You're so busy.
Okay, so here's what we're seeing. We're seeing all of this surface is capped honey.
Nice.
If you look down in here, the bees are storing nectar.
Oh, look at that right there. What can you tell?
Wow.
Okay, when we get to brood, I'll show you the difference. So do you see the liquid down inside?
Yeah.
That's nectar.
That's nectar.
Shiny.
Tiny. And here's the very outside, which is very little. And they're most of them are feeding around that where I'd broken some of that stuff loose. They're just feeding. That's probably some of the guard bees that came up looking for food because I smoked them and distracted them. That's
Smoke
easy.
makes someone to eat, huh?
Yeah. Well, you want to do that if you got smoke all over your tongue. You want to kind of wash it off.
Do they actually get to know who you are? Or do you
Actually, I'll take
like
that.
if you talk to your bees when you're outside? Do you think they actually get to know you?
So I'll just stack this. Make sure I don't kick this.
Don't kick that.
Okay, thanks. Okay, and watch this. So all this is stuck together really weird. Notice how I mentioned that the bees will stick everything together. They stick this space together. You can kind of, regular mate will kind of take that extra junk off. That's propolis.
So do you scrape the top of those hives before you take the frames out, or do you take them out and then scrape them?
What I do is I don't scrape them.
Okay, just leave it.
If I'm gonna put a box on top of it and there's a bunch on this one and that one, when I put them together, and I'm likely to squish bees, I might scrape one.
Okay.
And I got really good leverage just to pry that loose, to unstick whatever's stuck there.
So you're really slowly.
If it was stuck to the next layer down, what I can do is I can leverage it up with that one. And notice when I grab these, I use 2 fingers to grab that and lift it up. And once I get it up, I get that next finger underneath the ear of the frame.
Oh, cool.
And then I can turn it down, get my fingers under it. So what would we expect to see on this frame? Remember back to the class. The outside and upper, we have honey on it. What's right inside of that?
Pollen.
Pollen. Somebody was paying attention. So does anybody see any pollen?
No.
No?
No.
All you see is bees, right?
Yeah.
So how would we get those bees out of the way?
Feather.
Turkey feather.
A feather.
Turkey feather.
Just touch it.
Oh my gosh, it's so warm.
Yeah, so what I do is I just put since I've smoked my hand, I just touch.
Wow.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Gentle.
Don't seem to mind.
Okay, so this whole area down in there, as you look in there, do you see the different colors?
Yeah.
Colors of dry stuff. All of that is pollen.
Oh.
So now look around and see if you can see the pollen now. See the pollen now?
Yeah.
The dry surface.
What?
That's what pollen looks like. So remember, that's that shell of pollen that kind of surrounds the brood chamber.
Oh, okay.
Is that nectar like a recent nectar?
Yeah. Yeah, because maples are blooming now. So they're bringing, what they will do is they will bring nectar in here next to the pollen and they'll mix it together. And it's a bee bread that they go feed to the
See, like that.
brood.
Those are eating.
Yeah, because we just smoked them. So that's a good thing. Is that they're smoking? They're in here, not
What kind
not
of
flying
these?
into our face. So I don't know.
That helps.
It feels like they're looking at us.
I want to try.
Are
those Italian bees?
Do you know which kind these are?
Wow, that's amazing.
Okay, so if we look at these are mostly Italian. So if you look at the color, let's say the coloring on this is a typical Italian color. This one's just brighter yellow.
I thought the Italians
But more the black ones are.
You would assume since it's a name.
That would be
Okay,
the
so
Russians.
This one right here is more of a carniolan color.
Oh.
A bit more of the gray color. So
So they do.
So this one, it's a mix.
What is that one?
That's right.
That's a drone.
So this one I can tell there's very small larvae in there, and that's why they.
Was it in here?
Yeah, I just pulled it off.
So here's everybody see what a drone looks like.
Wow.
Oh, okay. Yeah, pretty distinct.
He's pretty big, huh?
Legs are.
Here's the worker. Here's a worker. Here's a drone.
Wow.
Oh,
It's got big
okay.
eyeballs.
That's like twice as big almost.
Look at
That's
the little,
amazing.
The little workers, like really cute. Yeah.
We'll get them up there together. And and that's a fairly young worker. She's probably less than a day old.
Oh, she's cute.
It's rather small, still light colored.
Wow.
Yeah, she doesn't have her full color in. Pretty small.
Do that one just randomly fly on you?
No, I picked her up.
He picked it up.
Oh, they're right by each other.
The drones don't sting, right?
Right, the drones do not have a stinger.
Oh.
So
Wow.
notice that the shape of them are different.
Yeah.
If you go-
You want to pick that up?
You're brave.
Can I turn a little down?
Sure.
Save the day.
She's yours now.
Yeah. Turn around, little bee.
Look at me, Nolan.
So what makes a calm colony versus a more active or a mean colony? I think was the phrase you used earlier.
A lot of it is in the genetics of the queen and the current pheromones that she's producing.
Okay.
If she's got a good mix of pheromones and it's getting distributed throughout the colony, then they'll be gentle unless they get riled by some stimulus, like some crazy beekeeper ripping them open.
It's cold.
When it's cold out.
Don't be in a hurry.
What, baby?
I don't know. Look on your phone.
Has anybody noticed those ones that are kind of coming out here and goes?
They're just looking to see what's going on.
Those have been alarmed by some movement I made or some smell that they've detected. So when they start doing that, what I do is usually grab the smoker.
Yeah, that's a good idea. We don't really want to get stung
I
either.
don't want to puff this frame that I've got. So just distract these. So it seemed like something down here was distracting them.
Slightly.
Yeah.
I'm presuming your queen in this hive is marked.
She was a week ago. So here's.
Oh, look.
So this
They
is
got
breeding
little-
visibility.
Oh, yeah.
So
Capped.
what about this one with the
Okay, so what are we looking at here?
Rude.
brood?
Remember the surface of the honey?
Yeah.
Was a
Yeah.
lot different than that. This is capped brood,
Looks like honey down here.
and how it's all
Yeah, up at the top.
Well,
there's usually-
it's all pretty regular surface. It's worker brood, so all of this is worker brood.
But then the
What
bottom
about
ones are the
those
drone
ones
ones.
down
Okay,
there?
so now these ones down here, like this one, the round shape, the one sticking out, the ones poking out, the rounded,
Yeah.
those are drones.
Nice.
Okay.
So the key is when you get your hives, you'll have to recognize it. Am I getting worker brood? Mm-hmm. And notice the surface is, you see that regular round circle on each one. It's kind of the paper brown color, and the surface is very flat.
What if you're getting a lot of drone brood?
If you get exclusively drone brood, it's bad.